Today we're looking at three titans of the watch world. They're all Rolex, they're all Daytonas, and they are all sexy as well. Apparently it's National Coffee Day, but coffee isn't one of those things that I need reminding to celebrate or to enjoy. Every day's a coffee day. Welcome back to Bark and Jack. I'm Adrian, and today we're looking at Daytonas. Daytonas are super hot watches, especially in steel. These things are gorgeous. I haven't spoken much about Daytonas in the past simply because they're quite hard to get hold of, especially when you want to get hold of a handful of them. But luckily, this video is sponsored by Chronext. I'll tell you more about Chronext later on. More importantly, I'll give you a discount code that will allow you to get money off watches. The Daytona was first launched in 1963, but we're going to jump ahead to 1988 when Rolex launched the 16520, or what's more commonly known as the Zenith Daytona. This thing is a super hot watch. Collectors love this thing, and it's called the Zenith Daytona because it is powered by a zenith movement. But it's not just a matter of Rolex took a zenith movement and put it in one of their watches. It's more like Rolex took the zenith movement into their garage and then just tuned the hell out of this thing. Rolex made over 200 modifications and changed over half of the components that are inside. They first removed the date function, then they slowed the movement down from 36,000 vibrations an hour down to 28,800 vibrations an hour. This allows the movement to reduce its wear and tear. It means it doesn't have to be serviced so often. They also gave it a new escapement, a new balance wheel, new regulating system, and a new hairspring. If you're unsure of which Daytona you're looking at, there's a really quick way of being able to identify a Zenith Daytona. You just look at the subdials. The one at 9 o'clock, if that is the running seconds or has 60 in it, then that is a Zenith Daytona. All other Daytonas have the running seconds down at 6 o'clock. The Zenith Daytona, the 16520, came to the end of its life in the year 2000 when Rolex introduced the double 1620. The main differences are a change in bracelet. We now have a solid end-link bracelet and a much better bracelet. We now have superluminova rather than tritium lume, but the biggest difference is the movement. We now have an in-house caliber 4130. Changing to the in-house movement from the Elle movement was a massive change. We now have a vertical clutch chronograph system, which means that the chronograph function can run without impacting the accuracy of the timekeeping function. We also have a larger mainspring, which allows the watch to have 72 hours of power reserve. So in the year 2000, Rolex introduced this 4130 movement. It's still used today. The thing that really impresses me about the Daytona is the thickness, or the thinness rather. It's a sports chronograph. This thing has 100 meters of water. All of them have 100 meters of water resistance, yet they're still incredibly thin. They're around 12, just over 12 millimeters deep. And that's really very impressive. And they're able to do that because this movement is a proper chronograph movement. It's been designed to be a chronograph movement, as opposed to other watch manufacturers who just add on a module onto the movement. So they have the timekeeping movement and then they add on a chronograph movement. Makes for a very chunky, for me, unwearable watch. The Daytona is gorgeous to wear. In 2016, Rolex launched the new Daytona, the current Daytona, the ceramic Daytona. This is the 16500. Now, although aesthetically this is drastically different from the previous 16520, but actually there are a huge amount of similarities between this Daytona and the previous one. Of course, we have the ceramic, or what Rolex calls Cerachrome bezel, but apart from that, they're pretty much the same watch. Same movement, same dial layout. We now have chromolite lume as opposed to superluminova, but apart from that, there's really not much difference. But despite how similar these two watches are, the feel or the vibe that these give off, the character that these guys have is completely different. On one hand, you have this all steel, very traditional, very classy, quite conservative looking watch. It's quite formal and would look perfect with a suit. Whereas on the other hand, we have this very sporty looking chronograph. That black ceramic bezel, the deep black really brings out the sportiness of this watch. And although it would look okay with a suit, I kind of feel it would look a lot better, or looks more at home with jeans and a sweatshirt. But I guess that's kind of in line with the times. The whole Californian tech culture, going to work in Converse jeans and a sweatshirt, that's kind of taken over the world. It's not all that common for people to wear suits anymore. It's a serious watch, but it's a fun, serious watch. Before I summarize this video and kind of bring this all together and kind of compare all three of these watches, let me tell you about the sponsor of this video, Chronext. The big concern about buying a Rolex online or any watch online is safety. Am I actually buying something that is real? Chronext have in-house watchmakers who verify every single watch that goes through their doors, so you know what you're buying is legit. And a little cherry on top, these guys have given us a discount code. Use barkandjack, all in capitals, when you buy a watch and you'll get money off. Between £75 to £750, depending on how much money you spend. And using that code also supports the channel. To use the code, you just enter it on the payment page where it says enter voucher code. To help conclude this video, I've made this table. This table shows you all the differences in specs between each model. Now, Rolex is a bit annoying when it comes to changing reference names or numbers. They don't have a clean change. For example, with the Lume, the 116520, I've said has superluminova. The later versions of the 116520 actually has chromolite. So there isn't a clear transition between the two. This is general, so just take this as a general guide. For me, the Zenith Daytona is a stunning looking watch. It's a Daytona, it's gorgeous, of course it's gorgeous. And I can see why this thing took the watch world by storm. But a special movement inside isn't enough for me to get on board with it. It's a great looking watch, but I want a great looking solid watch as well. And the bracelet on this thing is really very, very light. The bracelet is a big down point for me. On the other hand, the 116520 is what it is, a modern version of the Zenith Daytona. We have a solid bracelet, we have superluminova lume, so the lume's going to work, and it has that amazing movement inside. So you have this classy, iconic styling, but with these solid modern features. Then finally, we have the 116500, the new Daytona, ceramic Daytona. This thing, pretty much the same as the previous, just a much more sportier version. This is the same table, but now it shows you where the changes happen with each watch. And you can see down the middle with the 116520, that's where the majority of these changes happened. Again, this is everything to do with the latest versions of the Daytona, ignoring everything that is before 1988. So the majority of changes happened with the 116520. And it's that watch that I would have. You've got the iconic design, you've got this very classy looking watch, but it's just packed with all of these modern features. And if I'm honest, if there was no limit to my money, I'd have both the 116520 and the 116500. They both look so completely different. I appreciate why the Zenith Daytona is popular and collectors go towards it. There is a nice story. There's a lot to talk about with that Zenith El Primero movement. But when it comes to ownership and what I personally look for in a watch, what I could see joining my watch collection, I think, I don't know which one I'd go for. Before I press record, I decided that I was going to go with the 116520. But I kind of think I'd go with the ceramic if I actually had the choice and the money, and they're both sat right there and the price didn't matter. I think I'd go with the white dial new one. I don't know. Guys, drop me a comment down below and let me know which Daytona is your favourite. And don't forget about the Chronext stuff. If you're going to buy a watch, check out the stuff on Chronext. Use a discount code, barkandjack. That will get you money off your next purchase and it will support the channel. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you like the style of this video, hit the subscribe button down there and the little bell icon so you get notifications when I drop a new video. If you're into watch straps or like reading watch articles, jump over to barkandjack.com and check out the stuff that we have over there. And Instagram. Instagram's where I have my daily output. Take photographs, engage, stories, interact. That's kind of the main daily stuff. Give me a follow at barkandjack. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.